Well, all summer long, WCCO is going to the lake.
And this week, Frank Vassalera and Mike Max loaded into the mobile weather watcher and headed 2.5 hours west of the Twin Cities to Watson. And they join us now. Hi, guys. How is it?
It's awesome, ladies. Hi. Welcome to Watson's. We are in the upstairs bar enjoying the hospitality up here. And the interesting thing, the bedrooms are actually below us. I don't know if you can tell from the structure behind us, but this is an old barn, 103 years old, Mike, and they've completely redone the whole thing. It's beautiful.
I've had a chance to hunt out here before with Chuck Ellingson and Harley Griggs and John Clausen, Dennis Larson, and it's fabulous because you've got the barn here in the structure, and just outside it you can hunt geese and ducks and everything else. Where is Watson, Minnesota? Well, it's just outside of Montevideo, a town of about 205 people, and it comes to life, well, all year, but really in the fall, because that's when the goose migration starts and the population grows by thousands. The tiny town is known as the goose capital of the United States, perfect for hunting. That's what the Lac qui Parle wildlife area is known for. You can hunt geese, ducks, pheasants, and even deer in this area.
And you can fish as well for traditional things like walleye, but we found a very interesting way to fish on Lac qui Parle Lake today. We took a little lesson in bow fishing, and then we went out and tried to bow fish for carp. Much more difficult. We should have had a much longer lesson than we had, but it was interesting, fun, and really addictive, I thought, Mike.
Yeah, we found out the carp are indeed smarter than us.
Oh, much more sophisticated, and we're only talking about a carp as well. So, but if you have a chance to do that, would highly recommend it. Of course, hunting and fishing a real mainstay here as they really come together geographically in this part of Minnesota. But of course, there's also a lot of agriculture, and a lot of people out here make their living on the farm.
Including our own John Lauritsen. Many of you know he's from this area, the Montevideo area, and this is a bit of a homecoming for him. This morning, he gave us a tour of his family farm.
Well, this is where I grew up. Dave Juanita's pig farm, we used to call it. He still calls it that, even though we don't have pigs anymore. But this is where the pigs used to be, Frank and Maxie. And now you can see that you have a couple of gardens going on here.
Cucumbers, pumpkins, watermelon, and squash.
This is his pride and joy of the farm. This is the Moline.
You got to have a Moline if you're out in Montevideo and you're farming. There's got to be a Moline somewhere.
I just had both cylinders rebuilt so you could put it up and it'll stay up for half a year.
Johnny, did you like growing up on the farm?
I loved it, yeah. And you don't realize that until you actually leave and then come back to visit, you know. And then when you graduate and you go to college and you come back, you realize you enjoy it more and more just to get out of the cities and everything else.
This is a good trick. How'd you actually get the tree in the silo?
That tree was in the silo when we moved out here in 1976.
But every farm should have a tree in the silo, don't you think?
Well, it looks like
Adds
the
a little
world's
character.
biggest potted plant.
It does.
The deer are set at 10 yards.
This is what we used to do for fun. Let's see if he's got it set it in for him.
Whoa.
Okay, wait.
There you go.
I'm glad you hit it because then I don't have to go looking for it. That arrow will bury itself.
Hey,
Perfect, that's a dead deer.
Too.
Of all of these arrows, the only killing shot is this one right here. And that was done by the legendary Mike Max.
He's safe. Live your life.
You're free to run. Go.
Live your life.
We should have taken John with us bow fishing. That was the key. That kid's got a good aim.
He's got a good aim, and his father does too. And his father, even though they have the farm there, is actually the city librarian.
Isn't that something? Yeah, Dave and Juanita are great.
And the people love their librarians here in Watson.
Indeed they do. We actually have heard what a great librarian he is, in addition to being a great pig farmer and human being as well. So it's cool to do these trips and find great little gems to show you in Minnesota. And who knew that the goose hunting capital of the United States was right here in Watson, Minnesota.
In Watson, Minnesota.
Glad we got to show it to
Great.
people.
And who knew you could also just drink at the bar and head downstairs to bed, huh?
Pretty much. We only have to fall down about 15 stairs. Maxie counted them.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.